I'm Diana Calvin, Connections Minister at Trinity Fellowship Church, and I have Deborah again with me. She's a member and a parent educator and life coach, and she's going to talk about reframing. And Deb, would you remind us what reframing is?
Reframing is a very simple process. It's not to solve the problem. It's just to get you to look at it from a different perspective, something you might not have considered before.
Okay, and so we want to talk in this video about some very specific examples. What is this, and how does it work? What does it look like? So give us some examples.
Okay, so one of the things I always share in my parenting classes, and you have to remember in my parenting classes, I'm dealing with parents that have children with special needs. So they have very extreme situations. And when I finally get them in my classroom, they've had a lot of stress, a lot of trauma. So, but these are two of the most common examples I have. One parent will say, gee, I hate it because my child and I, we don't talk, we yell at each other. Okay, the reframe of that is that's wonderful. You have an open line of communication. And as you just did, you grinned, you nodded. This is a sign from a physical standpoint that the reframe has done its job. Because anytime there's a reaction facially with the body or whatever, this means the body has aligned with the brain and the brain has realigned into a different direction. Okay? But here's what's really interesting. The other side of that coin is that a lot of parents will say, well, gee, my child just stays in the room and they never talk to me. And the reframe of that is, well, gee, isn't that wonderful? It's always quiet and it gives you time to prepare. So, again, we're not solving the problem. We're just giving them a different perspective or way to look at the situation.
Yeah, and I can see how that could help family conversations get out of those ruts and into something more loving, more productive. So I'm going to ask you, I'm going to throw out some statements and I want to see if you'll reframe them. And, we're in COVID-19 right now. So just thinking about COVID-19, just throwing out a statement that I hear a lot, which is, I'm really afraid to go to the grocery store right now.
Oh, well, then you're not very hungry. Because hunger will make you overcome a lot of situations, and promote you to be more proactive. So if they're letting the fear override them, then naturally that is why I went with that. I'm just explaining to you my thought process and where I come up with some of my reframes. I'm not trying to trivialize their stress. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is just trying to get them to go, okay, yeah, maybe I could put off doing that because I really am stressed. Or maybe it's not as stressful, I just don't like doing all. And it just generates these thought processes in their head. And that's the whole point.
Yeah, so reframing could reveal that a problem isn't as big as we think it is, or it could reveal the need for more of a conversation.
Exactly. And what I like about it is that a large percentage of time, it reveals that you need to have more conversation, but it's generally with yourself. Why do I think that? Why does that bother me? What am I assuming here? Do I have enough facts to really to make that assumption? Am I reacting to something from my past, or am I reacting to the reality of what's going on today? And those are the type of questions that hopefully when you reframe a lot, it will start promoting you to do more often.
Yeah, I think of that as a conversation that I would have between myself and God, to really, what's happening here? What's happening in me? What are you stirring in me, God, that is uncomfortable? Maybe it's different, and that could help me to know you more and to love others better. I think that's a great outcome of reframing, getting us out of, I keep coming back to that word rut, but it just really does seem like reframing is.
I just had the memory of a wonderful reframe, and it was.
I thought, oh no, what happened?
I was like, oh, I had to tell her this. I was having that conversation with God for a different reason. I was very angry. I was going through a very difficult time in my life. It doesn't matter why, and I actually was so upset and so mad at him. I got into my hot tub with all my clothes on. because I like going to the water to calm myself. And I'm sitting in my hot tub at midnight yelling at God, going, I am so mad at you and I'm never going to talk to you again. And I swear I heard him laughing, going, well, if you're not talking to me, what are you doing?
That's right.
Be
That
free.
is a reframe. That's great, Deb.
I
That's
started laughing.
great.
And you know what? Everything just kind of fell away.
Mm,
It just fell away.
mm,
And I'm not going to tell you that the problem got better, but it did eventually.
yeah.
And it was because I didn't do anything else differently after that except be more peaceful.
Okay.
That is the perfect example of a reframe.
So it's an opportunity to let God meet us in those places that we will not go on our own. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, well, you've given us 2 good examples. In our next video, we're going to talk about some more examples of reframing. But thank you, Deb. I hope this will be a big help to those of us who are dealing with new life situations and new family relationships during COVID-19. Thanks, Deb.
Me too. I hope y'all help. This helps everybody. So.
All right.